Well, hello everyone. Welcome to the Paper Engineer. What I am doing today is I'm going to show you how to make, at least this is going to be the start of a video, to teach you how to make Negan's baseball bat from The Walking Dead. I started with these. First off, these dowels are, the size of this dowel is, I bought these at a craft store, roughly 3/16 of an inch wide. And you need to make the baseball bat look like this, all right? And so you need an end on it. And one of the ways to do that is you start with your 1/8 inch wide strip. And let me see, where is that? There we go. And you take your dowel, and always, whenever you're building stuff, always use a cleaning paper so that when you get your glue on things, that you actually keep your paper or your fingers clean. Because if you don't, it creates a problem. And about the first time you don't clean your fingers, you're going to find that problem. And so anyway, now we just take this and we fit it onto here like so. And you just kind of roll it on like this. And what you're doing is you are creating your parts. And so at this point in time, we just add some glue like so. And I just use Elmer's, you guys. It's the cheapest, best glue for paper. It works for wood and it works for paper. And then you just spin this, right? And it spins right on. And you just add pressure with your finger and then push it down like so. Because what that does is that squares the end up really well. And that is what you've got. There are your ends. Now, there's something you have to do, and you need to make a template, all right? This template right here is the bat structure, which gives you your shape of your baseball bat. And I have these 1/8 inch strips. I think these are 1/8 of an inch. Wait a minute, maybe they're not. They are 3/16 wide. Now the thing with these 3/16 wide is I found that they are too wide for what I need, because I end up having to sand down all this edge. All right, so now that I've got my template, let me get that out of the way. What I'm going to do is put this on here, and I know that it is too wide. All right, so that means I need to make this a little bit narrower. You go from nothing and you just work this edge out like so. And then down here and round your ends like this. And then you go to trimming these out. And the thing is with this, that your scissors push the paper. So you have to make this paper do what you want it to do. Because if your scissors get a hold of it, they're going to push it out of the way, and it's going to be very hard to do. Now, as you can see, there's a lot of difference here in narrowness. And the reason being is I do a prototype. This one is the prototype of Negan's baseball bat. With that prototype being what it is, I've found that this template that I first made for it is too wide. Once you get these all put on here like this, in this situation, it makes the baseball bat too thick and it doesn't look right. This one is looking right, but they're actually a lot smaller. And the nice thing about using a small piece like this is I can always add paper to the outside edge to make it thicker to build what I want it to build correctly. And so anyway, I'm making these smaller than I made my other ones because there was too much work involved in trying to sand those down. And so now I have got a smaller, narrower piece to use, so I don't have to sand so much material off. All right, now we trim these out of here just like this. And whenever you're doing something like this, you are going to need 8 of these because that's what it takes to do one baseball bat. 4 and 4. And so I cut extra ones of these. So there is 3 of them. And so these are a full sheet out of a cereal box. And since my hobby is very economical, you get all your building materials basically for free right out of your home. Cereal boxes, cracker boxes, mac and cheese, they all work for building material. And this is the situation that you have to keep doing. It is very repetitive in the respect that, well, in the respect that you have to make a lot of parts. But that's the nice thing about this hobby, is that once you start getting good at this, you can build all this stuff for virtually nothing. And so, and it is, it's an interesting hobby. There's so much you can do with this because it's unlimited. When you buy models or you have fabricated toys, you're only going to get what they give you. With something like this, you can make anything you want. Now, something I have to try and figure out how to do is how to edit stuff, because I should actually be able to video this and then show you a finished product. So what I'm going to do is, I've shown you how to do this part. That is here. These pieces all glue on this way. All right? That's what you have to have. Then, once that happens, then you wrap it with a lightweight paper. Doesn't matter what color it is. This is just regular old sheet paper. You can use typing paper. It doesn't matter. Then you get this. All right, now something else I can show you right now, because this is important as well. Okay, where did that go? And I had it right here, and so now I can't find it. All right, I love this kind of, sometimes it is a pain in the, but that is the way it goes. All right, now you have your sandpaper. All right, once this is what you've got, what you want is, you want to start sanding it down. Now, I sand this edge right onto the paper and everything, because what happens is, as you sand this, it starts rounding this off like a real baseball bat. And you just scuff it up over there on the ends too, because what's that doing is that is building your baseball bat. And so what we have here is a very interesting changing of the diameter of your handle, because you can see, I think you can see, the difference in the diameters. And if you want a good looking baseball bat, then that's what you have to do, is you just have to keep sanding this down until your taper looks right. And the nice thing is, if you like a little more taper, like say I want to taper this some more, then I just sand it some more. And I just keep bringing it down until I think it looks right. And at this point, I can actually sand all the way up to here, because now I want the taper to work right up into the baseball bat so it looks proper. And that is how you can start building Negan's baseball bat. And as you can see here, I've got two more to place in here. Well, I'm not going to use these heavy ones anymore. I'm going to use these narrower pieces that I've made, because now all I have to do is sand these down to match it. And so this is part of your build process that you get to now. These are bent, all right? You can't really see it, but they're bent. You have to make sure they're straight. And then you add your bonding agent, which is really just Elmer's glue, or if you're in Europe, it's PVA glue. And so here, I've got this on here like so. And now, this goes into the missing location. And this is where you need tweezers, because your fingers are too thick to put this in there. So you need to have tweezers to stick them in place. Hold that down there and let it attach, and then grab a hold of it back here and attach it some more. And this needs to move up toward the end a little bit closer. Yep, and there we go. And you have about 5 minutes or so where the glue actually starts bonding well. And so here is what you have at this point, is you are now starting to close things in. And you don't have to worry about the tails if they run out like that. All right, because easy way to fix it, a long tail, is you just take your toenail clippers and you just grab a hold of it like that and you snip it off, because you don't need it back there. All right, and now I need one more to go in here. I make sure it's straight and ready to go, because when you're cutting, all right, scissors cut this way, all right, and that will push your paper. It not only will push it up and down this way, but it pushes it back and forth like this. And so you have to be very careful about when you're cutting. And the reason is, if you just slap stuff together, that's fine too. It doesn't matter at any point really. It doesn't matter if you slap it together. But the sloppier you are with putting something together, the worse your toy looks. And one of the reasons model kits look as good as they do is because everything is made die fit. All right. In other words, they have mechanical things that make everything. And those mechanics create a fantastic toy, actually. But you can make a better toy yourself just by doing this, because it's something like this. All right. This is all made out of paper. All right. And it's recycled paper, which is really good for the environment, but it's also fun to do. And so the whole thing with all of this is, what do you want to do? there's a lot of things in this world that there are no model kits of. There's no toys of them. And so once you learn these principles, you can build anything you want. All right? So in the building world, and how I know, this is, this right here is your chassis. All right? That's your chassis. These pieces then are your superstructure. And your superstructure is what you need to put your skin on. Your skin is then this. After this is done, once I've got this skin ready to paint, then I have to wrap it, after the paint's on, I have to wrap it with the barbed wire. And that's a totally different process, which I'm also going to show you. Anyway, thank you very much for watching, and I will do more on this later.